To Christianity, yes.
Christianity around there, and that's East
That's
Africa.
Ethiopia, yeah.
Because Ethiopia was right
Above Ethiopia.
above Ethiopia on the Nile, right?
Yeah. Okay, guys, thumbs up. All right, little bird. Still talking. All right. So, guys, let's do this together a little bit. You guys ready? A little bit? A little bit ready? A little bit. All right. So, guys, if we're looking at this, this is, if I'm writing up here, what is this spice chart on? Okay. So, Africa. And the time period, what do you think? Where are we starting? Like 600, 700, somewhere around there. We'll go with 700 to about 1400. Okay? Yep, CE. All right, if we look at North Africa, what are some of the social things that you know about North Africa? What did they have going on there socially?
Pyramid.
That's not social.
Social class.
It didn't really talk much about social classes. Hey, Islam. Thank you. And with Islam comes what language? Arabic. Arabic. All right, next column. West Africa. I'm not kidding. West Africa. Yeah, that's it. West Africa. What are some social things that were going on in West Africa? And in West Africa, we're talking about Ghana, Mali, Songhai. Islam's part of it. And what was the Islamic Center for Learning?
Timbuktu.
Timbuktu.
Whenever talking about like education,
Mm-hmm. Yes. If you're talking about West Africa and you're talking about Islamic learning,
okay.
not just all learning.
Yeah.
Guys, they also had something called griots. Do you know what they are?
Oh, they were the verbal historians.
Yep, storytellers.
Those were I have that on my PSAT.
Good.
Yeah.
So these guys were storytellers, and they told stories to kind of transport the history of their people. It wasn't like they were just telling stories to tell stories. It was, back in the day, so-and-so did this, and then so-and-so did that. It was a story kind of mythologically about the people who had lived before them. Make sense? Okay. They also spoke Arabic. They believed the regular people, reg people, believed in animism. And the rulers believed in what? Right. And the rulers believed in Islam. East Africa. Socially, we have the Bantu migrations. Yeah. They talked about the Bantu migrations. And if you talk about Bantu plus Islam / Arabic, what does this equal?
Swahili.
Yes. And what's Swahili? It's an African language. It's the meshing of Arabic and Bantu, and they put it together and it makes Swahili. Okay? Politically, in North Africa, you have the Umayyads, because they take over, right? And then after the Umayyads, you have the whole issue with the Abbasids. And then after the Abbasids, you have the Almoravid invasions. Okay? Now, in West Africa, what are the empires? Give me one.
Ethiopia.
West.
Ghana.
Ghana. And Ghana was known for their Muslim influence. This is where Muslim starts. and then, or Islam starts in Africa for that matter. And then you have Mali. And in Mali, you have the leader Mansa Musa.
I thought it started North Africa.
Yeah, I meant in West Africa. Ghana's influence on Islam in West Africa is kind of what brought Islam to West Africa. You're right. Songhai is the last one for this, for West Africa. You can spell it both ways. I'm just going to spell it like that for right now, Songhai. And they were well known for their bureaucracy and tax collecting. Anytime you hear bureaucracy, you should think taxes, because usually that was the bureaucracy's job. And Songhai was also the largest empire of the three. Now, if we're talking about East Africa, you have, and CJ's been calling these out, I don't know why, I think he likes them, Ethiopia. You have not Benin. No. You have Great Zimbabwe. No. Now it's Zimbabwe. Back then it was Great Zimbabwe. Well, because back then, you know, like Zimbabwe is a country now. Zimbabwe then is not in the same place that Zimbabwe is now. So it's different.
Wasn't there migration?
There was a little bit of a migration. Zimbabwe ends for no reason. They have no idea why Zimbabwe ends. It's kind of like the Indus Valley. It goes poof. And the people from Great Zimbabwe kind of travel outward and they end up in other places. You also have the city-states of Mogadishu.
Weren't you like
Guys, I need you to not talk. This is not for my benefit. I have it on my paper already. You don't. Kilwa and Sofala. And these were city-states that were known for trading. You guys good on this? Sofala, Kilwa, Kilwa. Yeah.
Wait, but weren't there state societies?
Sure.
Where would they?
Interaction. So you have the Islamic Empire here. This is who they interacted with in North Africa. I can write that here too, can't I? These guys were also set up as trading posts in what sea? We're talking North Africa. What sea is right there? The Mediterranean. Med Sea. And then here, what trade did they have? Because this is interaction, right? Trade's interaction? No. West Africa. Not an ocean.
Gold, salt.
Gold, salt,
Yeah.
and the Trans-Saharan.
Gold, salt. Boom.
Not boom.
Why not?
Cause. Okay. And also later on, around circa 1400, you have the Portuguese who come in
What's that?
around. All right. Here, you also have the gold salt trade. And then you have Indian Ocean trade. Good so far?
Well,
Culturally, you have Islam, brought by who? Yeah, but which empire of Muslims?
Mali.
No, they're not African. Umayyads.
Yeah,
Here, culturally, you have the Jannah Mosque, which in your book, it's that big, like, sandcastle looking thing with the sticks coming out of it. Yeah.
Oh.
That's the Jinnah Mosque, and it's the blending of African architecture with Muslim architecture.
Is that the one where it was in the church and the girl had
Yes. And then Benin was known for ivory, wood, and bronze.
Is that what the average is?
Yep. And then here, culturally, you have Christianity in Ethiopia. And in Ethiopia, they have the longest standing Christian church.
it? It's still standing.
Yep. Except for in, Jerusalem. Islam was brought there by trade. Yay! So you don't need to write it again. Good job. It's pretty good. Economically, we're really just talking about trade here. So these guys were part of the Mediterranean trade, right? These guys were the Trans-Saharan. And these guys had salt. The North Africans had salt. The Western Africans had what?
Gold and salt.